Welcome to another Taco Tuesday here at WiLS. Today is, oh gosh, what is it? April 23rd. It's a little cool here in Wisconsin, but we've started to see some warming, so we're excited for spring to be springing. We are even more excited, though, to be presenting several of our vendor partners joining us today, and we're going to kick things off with our friends from ProQuest. Larry, I think you were going to do screen share. Are you ready to take the reins?
I am, yep.
All right, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen so that you can take over. This is Larry and Kathleen joining us from ProQuest.
Okay. Hello, everybody. As Jeff mentioned, my name is Larry Wilkner. I am a product manager at ProQuest, part of Clarivate. And today we're going to look at four solutions which target really a range of users from novice users at a very young age to more academically challenging products. From CSRS Discover through CultureGrams and eLibrary, and then Kathleen's going to talk about academic video online. So let's start with CSRS Discover. We say that CSRS Discover is where research starts. It supports students from grades 4 through 8, and it supports a wide range of research projects, but it particularly targets animal reports, commonly assigned often in elementary schools, state and country reports, famous person biographies, debate assignments, particularly in the middle school grade level, and then just general reference research. This is selected content selected by our editors and uploaded multiple times per week from the publications you see on the screen. These are trusted publishers with authoritative content and age-appropriate content. There are also over 1,000 editor-curated and maintained topic pages. We select from over 2,000 sources. There are over 400 books, full text books, digitized books in CSRS Discover, and it includes a very highly visual browse-based navigation, which is great for novices. And it, as I mentioned, offers both general reference information as well as assignment-based information like on dinosaurs, plate tectonics, experiments for kids, etc. Here's what our animal facts page looks like. This is the giant panda. It includes basic facts and links to documents to explore more about the animal, including physical description, habitat, behavior. Our famous people biographies, you can browse by what's trending as well as just narrow it by a category of biographies. There's a timeline. It's sortable by category, as I mentioned, so it just really supports that common famous person biography assignment in the upper elementary and middle school grades. I mentioned there's a range of nonfiction books. Many of them are in original PDF and they're downloadable. There's no DRM, so you can download them right to your device and read them right there. And they come from leading publications like Dorling Kindersley, World Book, Learner, Enslow, and others. I want to turn my attention now to CultureGrams, appropriate for grades 4 through 12. This is really a trusted resource for country report, state report. It's also used frequently to support foreign language instruction in schools, any manner of cultural research projects. It includes current country and culture information from in-country experts. These are not just our editors' opinions. We work with people in each of the countries to get the cultural and other information that you find in the reports. It includes downloadable multimedia, interviews, there are recipes, audio files, and even sortable data tables. All content is reviewed at least annually, particularly the vital statistics, government changes, and periodically we also update the cultural information. This is what the landing page looks like for CultureGrams. You get all 4 editions with a subscription to CultureGrams Online. The World Edition targets grades 7 through 12, whereas the Kids, States, and Provinces editions target grades 4 through 8. So they're written at different reading levels by our editors, which would mean things like shorter sentences, more concise overviews of the same quality information you'd find in the World Edition. What distinguishes CultureGrams from other sources out there with country and culture information like encyclopedias or CIA World Factbook is that most of the content is unique to ProQuest. As I referenced earlier, the reports are written by native or longtime residents. The cultural content itself is reviewed by independent reviewers with extensive experience in the country. And the statistical data is updated at least annually, and we make other text editions regularly as well. So it really means that you have something here in CultureGrams Online that's more current than country reference books you might have on the shelves. This is something we often hear from our subscribers, is that a big value for them is that the continuous updating that doesn't necessitate having to replace print books on similar topics. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about eLibrary. eLibrary is aggregated text and multimedia content from respected and trusted publishers. This is grades 6 through 12, so moving more to middle and high school. It supports general reference research, history research assignments, science-related research, and any projects requiring multimedia. One of the more popular and distinguishing features of eLibrary is the over 7 million images, charts, and graphics in the product. These are from sources like Getty Images, Bridgman Art Archive, Agence France Presse, Toronto Star. These are all rights cleared for use in the classroom. So if students want to incorporate them in their PowerPoints or other outputs, they can do that. They're downloadable, they're citable, etc. In addition to multimedia, we have all this wonderful text content, including text from the U.S., what we call the U.S. major daily newspapers like the New York Times, Los Angeles Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, and Chicago Tribune, all cover to cover. Everything the publisher sends us, we include in the product. Unlike SIRS, which is selected, that's what distinguishes it. We also have respected magazines like The Economist, Essence, Harper's, Mother Jones, Psychology Today, really covering the gamut of topics. There are over 2,000 titles and over 10,000 editor curated and maintained topic pages. And this is one of the distinguishing features of eLibrary, is this what we call a research topic page. These are curated web pages incorporated into the product that get students grounded on a topic they may just be learning about as part of their research project. So this is just one I selected at random on ChatGPT. It includes a topic overview. There are editor selected articles on a range of different topics related to the main topic, how ChatGPT is used in the classroom, at work, in society. So again, giving students a digestible quantity of information so they can really get grounded and then dive deeper in eLibrary or maybe another resource. We include images, we include graphics from our graphics providers. All of this content is incorporated in eLibrary. It's just been curated by our editors to make it more discoverable and to save users time when beginning those early stages of research. And they link to related topics. All of the content is you can save it to the cloud, you can print or even cite it. So it's a real distinguishing feature. We like to say that eLibrary has the power of aggregation with the judgment and discernment of editorial selection. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Kathleen McClellan, who will talk a little bit about academic video online.
Thanks, Larry. I love what Larry went over because it really shows the breadth and depth of the content that we at ProQuest and Clarivate can provide, anywhere from, grade school up through higher education. And one of those resources is Academic Video Online, which is our streaming video solution for anywhere from high school, so grades 9 through 12, up to higher education. And Academic Video Online is a multidisciplinary, comprehensive video solution. So basically what that means is it's a one-stop shop for all of your streaming video needs. We have over 80,000 streaming videos available to be used. And the disciplinary reach is anywhere from anthropology to zoology. So never mind where you are in the educational process, whether you're in high school or college or university, you've got access to discipline area videos to help support your teaching and learning needs. Academic Video Online pulls together over 800 providers. Around 19,000 of them are only available from us. Some of those highlighted exclusive providers are Film Platform Documentaries, Sony Picture Classics, CBS, and more. So really thinking about it from documentaries, feature films, news programs, training and demonstration videos, education videos like a teacher being a teacher in the classroom, etc. And tutorials too, to help students really understand and grasp content a little bit more than maybe they do so in the classroom. The collection brings together these 80,000 videos with unlimited access and simultaneous users. So it is a subscription product, which means the price is decided on. There are no additional charges that go along with this collection. And a class of 500 or 5,000 watching the same film at the same time is possible with our platform. We add around 3,500 titles yearly, so you're always getting new content. And the collection comes with some really interesting features for the library as well as for your faculty. So the first one is perpetual rights. So not only do you get access, but you get to own content as part of the collection. And I can always answer more details on that. I know we're limited on time. And a free media hosting service that allows you to host content that you either own or subscribe to from other providers on our platform using our functionality. We have great functionality on the platform, whether it be transcripts or captioning. We also really are highly into accessibility, so we provide on-demand audio description as well. So anyone with a sight impairment can also enjoy video in their learning experience. Finally, we have a new feature that is really exciting from the teaching and learning side of things called video interaction functionality that allows faculty to add in pedagogical tools within our videos, meaning they can add in multiple choice questions, maybe discussion questions. So it really moves from a passive learning experience of just watching a video to really getting in and making sure that your students are learning what they need to learn out of the videos that you are assigning. So it's a great way to bring library content into the classroom and make it a really usable medium for teaching and learning. And with that, Larry, I think you've got maybe one more slide. There we go. There you go. I'll let you take that over. Thanks for letting me talk.
Yeah, I think just in the interest of time, I'm not sure we have much time for questions, but you can always direct any questions to the account manager for WiLS, which is Chris Michaels. There's his phone number, there's his email. He's happy to direct any questions, and Kathleen and I can support Chris in answering any questions about what you saw today or about any other products that ProQuest Clarivate offers. So thanks for the opportunity to present today.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kathleen and Larry, and for showing us more about some of these really great products. I know these are super popular among our members already, but there's always someone who hasn't seen it or doesn't know what there is to offer. So thanks again for showing us. All right, I'm going to share my screen again here to get us ready for our next presenters. Joining us now from Bloomsbury and ABC-CLIO, I am delighted to introduce Alice Bryant and Paul Webb. Alice, are you ready to take over with sharing screen?
Ready.
All right, I'm going to stop and it will be all yours.
I'm going to be over a little bit. There we go. Thank you. And welcome, everyone. I think you're seeing my Taco Tuesday little slide. And what I'd like to do today, first of all, is tell you what we're going to be featuring. So today we're going to feature two databases from ABC-CLIO Bloomsbury, and they're called, they're part of the American Mosaics. The first one that I'm going to mention and talk to you about is the Asian American Experience. And then Paul Webb, my colleague, is going to talk to you about the Latino American Experience. And before we begin, just as a matter of introduction, I'm Alice Bryant. I'm a curriculum specialist with Bloomsbury ABC-CLIO, and Paul will be talking to you in just a few minutes. He's your customer success specialist. He knows so much about ABC-CLIO and so much about you at WiLS. And so he's going to be finishing up after I give you some information about the Asian American Experience. So our agenda looks like this. We'll talk a little bit about the Asian American Experience and head into the Latino American Experience. And then if anybody has questions, we'll certainly answer those questions. So now what I'll do is I'll go in live to our site. This is my customer success page, and I'm looking at all of the different databases. And if you scroll down, you see that we have so many different, we have 17 different databases, and our wonderful mosaics start with the Asian American Experience, and then they look into the American Indian Experience, the Asian American Experience, and I think I said that twice, so the African American Experience, and then the Latino American Experience. So let me open up the Asian American Experience. It's our newest product. It's really beautiful. And I think it can be really helpful in terms of you seeing what it's all about. Also, in light of the most current legislation that's been passed in Wisconsin, I think you're going to really like seeing what we have to offer in the Asian American Experience. So as the page opens up, the home page, you're going to see that this page is very similar to any of the other database pages that we have within ABC-CLIO. The reason for that is very purposeful, and that is because it gives everyone who's using the databases continuity, and automatically then they'll understand how to use the database. So at the very top, you're going to see that search bar, and then there is an advanced search feature, and I'll share that with you in just a moment. In this case, for our topic centers, we explore by time periods, and I'll just share with you what all of those look like. We start in the 1500s, and then we take this all the way into modern times. Below that, you're going to see our beautiful academic success corner. And what that is that's really our skill development area. And it's one that we really love to feature, especially when we're talking to people in schools, when we're talking to our educators, because they can really glean a lot of information from this academic success corner. And it's available always to our students as well. Now, to the right, you're going to see where it says how to use the database video. That's an excellent under 4-minute video that's available that will explain to students and to teachers how to use the Asian American Experience. It's really helpful. It gets our students really comfortable, and then they can move on and work through the databases on their own. Then on the bottom part, you're going to see that we have really wonderful curated research lists. So I'm going to I'll open up the Vietnam War just for a moment so that you can see this is curated by ABC-CLIO. The nice thing about this is when using our academic success corner and then moving on into our educator support, what can happen here is our educators can create their own research lists and learn how to do that in our wonderful educator support area. Now I'm going to head back. And what I want to show you is one of our great topic centers. So I'm going to scroll right up to the top and open up post-1965 era and the beginning of activism, 1965 to the 1970s. I'm going to open that up, and then you can see that there are themed areas within this chronological piece. One is called Immigration Policy Changes, 1965, and then there's the collaboration and activism features from 1965 to the 1970s. And then I'm going to open the Asian American Movement and Civil Rights Activism. So what you're seeing now is a topic center. These topic centers are all consistently curated in the same fashion. So they'll always have an overview article, and you can click to enlarge that wonderful primary source image that you can begin to understand what that specific topic center looks like. And there's always an explanation of that wonderful primary source image below that, along with the citation. There we go. If I scroll down a little bit further, just so you can see the article, you're going to see that everything in blue is a hyperlink, and it will take you in to share with you not only vocabulary, but different topics that students might not be aware of or need clarification about. So I wanted to make sure that you know that those are there. Then to the left-hand side, you're going to see highlighted and related entries, and those, of course, correspond and work with that overview article. Then to the left, you also see this wonderful spot called activities, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. We have really great built-in, already designed for the educator, inquiry activities that are available. And so this is one, and I'm going to take you through that. Let's look at the inquiry question first. And the question is, how did the Asian American movement gain steam in the late 1960s, and who were its leaders? So what I love about this is you're going to see that you can also get clarification on the question for your students. There's are clarifying questions. There's a define piece in terms of what do you need in terms of defining what you need to fulfill the activity and to fulfill the answers to the question. There's a really great video from our Academic Success Corner right here that helps students with understanding what it means to define. And then there's vocabulary and background information that are also available. If I close out of there, the next thing you're going to see is where are we going to put that information, and we're going to put that in an activity worksheet. I'll click here and let you see it. It opens up and looks just like this, but if you go to the top, you can see where it says fill out and print. And I'll open up that fill out and print feature so that you can see that it's really easy for students to fill these out and print them. And then in addition to that, students can write right on them. I'll just put a hello right there for you. You can see how easy that is to do. And the questions presented are very clear. Who were some leaders of the movement? What other movement inspired them? What did they do? Goals of the movement. And then an answer to that inquiry question is available here in terms of a response answer. So I wanted to make sure you knew that that was available. And then you might be wondering, well, where are we going to get the information to answer that question? And I always tell people this is kind of a 1, 2, and 3. And the sources are available over to the right generally. And in this case, we have some reference articles and biographies that really help your students answer that really excellent inquiry question. So please note that those wonderful inquiry activities are available in all of the mosaics and in the databases within our ABC-CLIO databases from a general sense as well. Now, I want to take you back to the opening page, and I want to show you our advanced search. And one of the areas that I want to show you is if we did a search in the advanced search area for Hmong and looked at reference articles, you could see this wonderful search result come up in terms of there are 21 different results and different reference articles pop in. If I go back, so you're going to see the 21, but if I head back and I add Wisconsin, you're also going to then see, and I'll do some photos, cultural documents as well, maybe even a political cartoon and speeches, and click search. You're going to see that there are 6 results that have come back. And let me show you the reference article. If I open that article up, you're going to see that Wisconsin is highlighted, of course, because that's the specific area I was looking at. And here's a great reference article on the Hmong community of Appleton, Wisconsin. This article has an author and all the citation information. In addition to at the top, there's a translate feature that we translate into over 26 different languages. And then students and teachers can also listen right here. And the citation features are also available right here. We also offer, if you want to click in, if students have EasyBib, Noodle Tools, or RefWorks, they can click right in and receive those citations and they pop right into the software themselves. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that those special features are always available in those articles, and then those corresponding reference articles are available as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand this over to Paul. I'm going to stop sharing, and he's going to talk to you about Latino American Experience.
Thank you, Allison. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. One of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my video here just to share a little bit of bandwidth, and then I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you should see momentarily my screen coming up. If I could find out where it is. Here we go. Okay. Share it. And hopefully everybody is seeing that. We should be seeing the homepage for the Latino American Experience. So if you're not seeing that, okay, great. Thank you for the feedback. As you can see, as Alice indicated, our databases, and again, we have 17 total collections, are all structured very similar. You can see that we break them out by the time periods, as we saw with the Asian American Experience as well. If we want to go into, say, for example, the Chicano movement, I just wanted to show you that, again, we have the same sort of structure and organizations. We have the various topic centers that are available. You can simply access a topic center by clicking on the appropriate section. And again, as you can see, the same structure. We start out with the overview, and we have some related entries. We have activities. We have a curriculum guide here as well that's available also in the educator support site. If we go into the activities, as you can see, the same structure, the same organization. You have the inquiry question, and you have those clarifying questions. So we don't just provide an inquiry question, but we put it in the context for your students. And we also link it to those videos in the academic success corner as well, and provide additional vocabulary. Now, one of the nice features, as we pointed out, is this activity worksheet, as Alice indicated, in the Asian American Experience collection. These are readable, writable, shareable. We have the sources that students can work with, again, to complete that activity worksheet. And of course, what's really nice here about the sources is that as an educator, you have the resources that you need for your students to work with and master that sort of inquiry question all in one convenient location. You don't necessarily have to comb and mine a variety of different resources to find those source materials, which is a wonderful time saver as well. I'm going to go back to the time period and back to the home page of the collection real quickly, because I also wanted to point out, as Alice indicated, on every single collection, we do have those research lists that are available. And as Alice indicated, you as an educator can actually build your own research list. We have some available for you. For example, if I go into Art and the Latino Experience, you can see the resources that are available on this topic that you can share with your students. And as I also wanted to indicate, in addition to creating your own sort of research list for students, you can actually go into the research list that our in-house team of editors and the historians that we work with have created, and you can modify them if you want. And what's really nice about having these research list features is these are curated resources, okay? So you can compile them, put them together in one location. You can share them with your students, maybe, for example, for like a research assignment or a research paper. Or maybe, you know, during the week on a unit, you can provide resources that your students can utilize and work with, maybe in like group work, group discussion, or classroom discussion as well. Okay, so again, that's all available, and we have some convenient tutorial resources in the educator support site to deal with this. While we're not specifically diving deeply into the educator support site here today, I do want to indicate that within that educator support site, we also have materials such as, besides curriculum guides, many classroom activities, instruction packets, lesson plans. Again, the whole idea behind the educator support site is to allow you to seamlessly integrate the Bloomsbury ABC-CLIO content into your classroom and perhaps library instruction. Okay, and I know we have some time constraints today, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up there and come back up on my video and stop my sharing. And simply, you know, if there's any additional questions, please feel free to share those, or as follow-up, you did get the contact information at the beginning of our brief presentation here. please feel free to reach out to me or to Alice. And also to let you know, we do offer free 30-day trials in all of our products as well. So if that piques your interest, feel free to reach out to us as well. Okay, thank you, Jeff. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Paul and Alice. I always love it when you guys are here. There's such a huge suite of resources available on the ABC-CLIO platform. And we've got just a wide variety of subscribing institutions among our K-12 members and some of our higher ed members too. So thank you so much for showing off some of these great resources, especially topical and so relevant to the needs of our students right now. So thanks again for joining us. I think we might be ready to bring on our next presenter here. So let me share my screen one more time just to keep us on track. Joining us for our next presentation is Haley Block, coming to us from Kanopy. Haley, how are you doing? I think you're ready to share your screen?
I'm all ready to go. So it's what I think I'm experiencing a Monday morning on a Tuesday afternoon. It's just between the Zoom camera, they decided to do work. So I appreciate you accommodating the world of electronics and internet. So thank you.
No problem at all. We, in true WiLS fashion, everybody worked together and we were able to move things around a little bit. So I think we're all set. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, which will let you take the reins here.
Wonderful. All right, here we go. Like I said, it's been a Monday morning on a Tuesday afternoon with me. So thank you so much for your patience. And like I said, my screen isn't working. I have no idea, but maybe it's a good thing so we don't see that I need to get my hair colored with all my gray. All right. Anyway, thank you once again, Jeff, as always, for inviting me to join your Taco Tuesday. I'm sure, as everyone knows, my name is Haley. I am here with Kanopy now for 2 years. And I already shared this with Jeff not too long ago, but we had a territory realignment here at Kanopy, and they were on the verge of taking Wisconsin away from me. And I fought tooth and nail because I can't let you guys go, and I definitely have to work with Jeff. So you guys are stuck with me. So with that being said, I'm happy to introduce Kanopy and our K-Base collection, and also to highlight a little bit about some of the different models that we have going on. So let's take it from there. Once again, Kanopy, as we know, is the perfect partnership with your school. We offer streaming video available to your faculty and students, as well as your librarians. As we know, the power of video is unsurmountable. We make sure to highlight different videos, both for your undergraduate and graduate level students. We have videos from drama to action, fantasy to crime, and comedy to documentary. We partner with an assortment of suppliers here, from PBS to Great Courses, and our #1 supplier, the Criterion Collection. I'm happy to provide title lists for any of our the suppliers that you see here, as well as any of the other suppliers that we have that are not listed. The point of introducing right now is the Kanopy K-Base collection. It is our subscription-based model. We offer 11,000 videos to your faculty and students on and off campus for one low price. This is not the PDA model or the DDA model. This is not upfront licensing. This is a subscription model, which is probably very useful, knowing if you have one set budget and that's all you have to spend. I always say it, this is quality over quantity. We are adding titles to the collection all the time, as well as removing some every year. But just to highlight, we add more than we remove. We offer a 15% discount to you as a WiLS member. and pricing is available upon request, as well as the title list for this one particular collection. With Kanopy K-Base, it's multidisciplinary. We work in every subject area, from social sciences to fitness, to nutrition, to criminal science. It is definitely a wide-based collection offering videos that will suit every subject area. With the Kanopy K-Base, it's 55% exclusive to Kanopy only. Once again, this is quantity over quality. It is a diverse number of titles available. And I know what you're thinking. Your K-Base collection is probably the bottom of the barrel, the stuff you can find for free and the stuff that's outdated. Absolutely not. Our number one title, I Am Not Your Negro, on the Kanopy platform is in the K-Base collection. What's nice about the K-Base collection is that because we're picking and choosing, we're making sure that it is the most relevant and the most recent content that you are looking for your faculty and students. Once again, the beauty of Kanopy is that you're able to connect wherever they go, from the desktop to iPhone to the tablet, and available on all streaming services. Once again, I do want to highlight that the Kanopy K-Base includes a multidisciplinary coverage. You'll see a list of the subject areas that we have available. And including with these subject areas, we also have subject guides that you're able to distribute to those subject librarians that gives some of the titles that might be a good fit, along with some digital slides where they could help promote the platform. I want to highlight once again, with the K-Base collection, it is one price based upon your FTE. You don't have to worry about additional charges and fees along with that. And just to highlight once again, it is 55% exclusive, and the platform is best in class. The functionality, the admin portal is, the data and analytics is fantastic to get the information that you need. Majority of our titles are available for PPR. You could add videos to your LibGuides. Once again, want to highlight on the admin portal, and we also offer marketing support, like I mentioned, through subject guides. I do want to tell you that with the K-Base collection, you could have access to those titles, but you're also available to have titles outside of the K-Base available to you through from ordering through the film order. You could also own them for perpetual access. And also we do offer different suppliers as a collection, such as the Criterion, DEI, and Kino Lorber, and several others. Let's say you're interested in having the K-Base collection for that one price. You're also available, once again, as I said, to have the titles outside of K-Base available for the PDA model on the fourth trigger of 30 seconds or more, that you'll be able to license that title. Or you as an admin can go into the platform and order those titles individually. Just wanted to highlight some of the different pricing available for the titles outside of K-Base. We have the perpetual access. Those range from $500 to $700. Majority of them are $500. And you see there the 5% hosting fee. That is no longer applicable anymore at Kanopy. We are now waiving all hosting fees for perpetual licensing. The average price of our titles are $150, but some of them do go down to tier 3 for $75 a year. This is something that Kanopy is doing right now, is our cinema series. It is where we have a monthly film club where you get access to one title for free for an entire week. Not only do you have access to that title, but we also provide a Q&A session with our supplier for this particular title. Just wanted to highlight for the month of May, we are going to be doing Exclusion U. This is regarding admissions at the Ivy League. It's a free showing. You're able to sign up and take advantage of watching the film as well as speaking with our supplier. More than happy to share with you the link to access the additional titles that we have shared. And finally, just wanted to give you a couple of links here. If you're interested in contacting me directly about everything and anything about Kanopy and streaming video, you've got my email address there. If you're interested in getting some information from our marketing team of what's going on, from special discounts to our town halls, to titles that we're adding, titles that are leaving, our World Cinema series, you feel free to sign up there. And oversight on my typo there. Sorry about that. Like I said, it is my Monday morning on a Tuesday afternoon. Once again, for perpetual orders, we are waiving hosting fees. I provided a link here that gives you a list of all of the titles available. And right now, if you're interested in promoting Kanopy on your campus, you can order swag. We're happy to ship you out pens, pencils, bookmarks, and anything else that we have available in our stockroom to help promote Kanopy on your platform. And finally, once again, I do have a link available to our toolkit, and that is the digital slides, subject guides, and how we're highlighting different monthly events from Black History Month, and the other upcoming months that you like to promote. And once again, thank you very much. I think I haven't learned how to talk slow yet, living here in Georgia, still at my New York state of mind of speeding through things, but feel free to ask questions, follow up with my friend over here, Jeff. If you need anything from me, from Kanopy, or just want to say hi, and feel bad for me that I had the worst day ever. But other than that, Jeff, you probably have no idea what I'm going to say, but thank you so much for letting me join Taco Tuesday.
Thank you, Haley, for being with us again. Think nothing of it. I think we've had a great session so far. I'm sure all of our other presenters will agree. Thanks for being here and for showing us some new features and some new stuff about K-Base and other resources from Kanopy. We're excited to have you.
Wonderful.
I will echo what Haley has said, and actually this goes for everybody. Feel free to reach out to us here at WiLS if you've got questions about anything you've seen so far today. So I'm going to share my screen one more time just to get us ready for our final presenter for today's Taco Tuesday session. So you've heard from several of kind of a long-time vendor partners or long-time reps who've been working with WiLS for a long time, but I'm really excited to have the opportunity to introduce a new partner for WiLS, somebody who has just come on to working with us this year, and that is Luke Miller, who is joining us from Fiero Code. Luke, are you ready to take over and show us what you've got today?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm stopping my share, and it is all yours.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. So happy to be here. Yeah, like Jeff said, we are a brand new, maybe, I don't know, the newest partner of WiLS. And we're excited to start partnering with your schools and libraries to bring coding education to your community. We've already, just a couple months in, we've already started working with a handful of Wisconsin schools and libraries, and it's super exciting, super fun. We're having a good time doing it. We have been partnering with schools and libraries for the last 11 years. We're the largest Learn to Code solution in library land. And as I talk to librarians around the world, I think there's a pretty much consensus today in 2024, every library would do coding if they could. It's going to prepare people for jobs of the future. It's going to instill meaningful life skills. It's going to help you fulfill the mission and vision of your library, which is to level the playing field and provide access to those that don't have it otherwise. Every library wants to do this, of course. but it's hard. How are we supposed to do it? Librarians, we don't know how to code. We're not computer programming experts. We're running lots of other programs all day, every day. The thought of adding anything else to our schedule can sound downright intimidating. So what are we supposed to do? Well, that, my friends, is where Fiero Code comes into the equation. We partner with schools and libraries just like you to make it easy to unlock a hopeful future through coding education. Whether you're not doing anything related to coding currently, or you are doing something, but you're looking for something more sustainable or impactful or easier to pull off, something like that, we can help. We make it really, really easy to bring coding to your community. There's basically two ways that libraries can deliver coding when they partner with Fiero Code. First of all, we become your newest e-resource, just like Kanopy, which was awesome to hear about. Just like Kanopy, put a link on your website, and all of a sudden patrons can start accessing it from home, creating accounts, learning how to code. It just totally self-guided, self-paced. The second way that libraries can bring coding with our help is to run in-person or virtual coding programs, code clubs, code classes, coding camps, whatever you want to call it. We've helped start thousands of code clubs all around the world over the last 11 years. We have an on-demand training program that's available to your staff. They can go through it. It's about 4 hours long. And by the time they're done, they're going to have everything that they need to run an amazing coding program, even if they don't know how to code. That's the crazy part of all of this. You don't have to know how to code to run a Fiero Code Club. Not only that, but a Fiero Code Club becomes a program in a box. There's no lesson prep. It's a program where you can just rock up, have a good time with the students, give a lot of high fives and fist bumps, and then get out of there and go on to your next thing. Whether you're running it informally as an after-school code club in your library or school, or if you're running it as a classroom in your school setting, Fiero supports both modes of learning. We're aligned to all the national computer science standards. It's plug and play. You don't have to know how to code. And at the end of the day, it's going to be able to bring a huge level of impact to your community. That's the big picture. That's what we're doing. That's how we're partnering with schools and libraries just like you. We do one more thing that's worth talking about. We run coding competitions, live coding competitions 3 times a year, spring and fall school semesters and summer reading. These are free for your students to enter, and they're competing against Fiero users worldwide, and they have the chance to win amazing prizes. Codable robots, codable drones, makey-makeys, all kinds of cool stuff that we as Fiero buy. You don't have to buy, and we ship out to the winners wherever they may be around the world. So it's a really cool opportunity for your students to get to enter into a competition like that. Normally, this is a small paid add-on. However, as we're just kicking off a new distribution partnership, we are running a promo through July 1st at any schools or libraries that sign up by then. This will be included for free for life. So that could be a big thing for all of you. So those are the big things. That's what Fiero is all about. Let me pull it up and just give you a quick sneak peek at what we're doing. It's all web-based. You can get to from any computer, any web browser. But basically, Fiero is a very fun, engaging place to go from not knowing anything about coding to being able to get jobs in computer programming. We use a lot of gamification elements, just like in a video game. There's points and rewards and leaderboards and levels and all of that stuff that make it fun. We've got this cool robot avatar, and as I complete coding levels, I'm going to unlock new body parts. And you can imagine students having a great time with this. In fact, Fiero is rated for ages 8 all the way up through adult learners. So you public librarians, we've got adults all around the world, and they love it too. So it's a really fun way to just engage in a learning journey. Fiero Code is project-based learning, meaning you can work on actual websites, video games, apps, animations, programs, whatever it may be inside of Fiero Code. That's how you learn these concepts, by actually doing it. So we've got kind of 4 modes of learning inside of Fiero, and you can see all 4 of them up in the top menu bar. We've got workouts, we've got missions, we've got create, and we have challenge. Let's dig into each one of those in just a couple minutes here. On the workout side, we have tons and tons of content, over 6 years of content. If you're in a school setting, we've actually got 6 years of scope and sequence documents created to make it plug and play in your classroom. If you're informal learning after school, then it's just go at your own pace and work on whatever's interesting to you. We cover, I think it's like 13 coding languages and codable devices inside of Fiero Code. We've got it all organized by category. In the scripting category, we've got code blocks, which is our version of Scratch. Any of you who have done anything with coding, you'll be familiar with this drag and drop coding language for beginners. I say beginners and not kids because we actually have all of our adults start out in this platform as well, because there's no better way to learn how to code than in a drag and drop coding environment like this. So we've got code blocks for storytelling, JavaScript, Python. Each one of these tiles represents like a full course, and every course has multiple levels. And then every level's got, 6 or 7 activities or tasks associated with it. So that's on the scripting side. In the web category, we've got HTML, CSS, SQL, JavaScript for web development, JavaScript for web animation, all of that stuff to build video games in the games category. We've got a whole course for Hour of Code. So if anybody wants to engage in the National Hour of Code Week, Fiero Code makes it super easy. We've got a great hour-long lesson that you can plug and play in your community. And then we've got 2 categories I'm really proud of, Maker and Robotics. In the Maker category, we've got content for Makey Makey and Raspberry Pi. And in the Robotics category, we've got content for Ozobot and Sphero Codable Robots. Many libraries already own this stuff. You're probably listening to this saying, oh yeah, we've already got a couple of those things laying around, but nobody uses them. So Fiero Code is a great way to activate these devices that you may already have. And if you don't have them, they're super affordable. Makey Makeys are $50, Raspberry Pis are $35. So super attainable to pick up a set. And then lastly, we've got a course on careers, helping people get jobs. And we have stories. We've got stories of people who are getting jobs left and right. It's unbelievable. Older high schoolers, adults, everybody in between. It's amazing. And we would expect to see that same thing in your community. All right, so that's like the breadth of what we have, but let's dig in and look at like the depth of what we have. So if I want to do HTML, let's hop over there. I found the librarians have done HTML before in one of 2 places, either in their library science degree, their master's degree, they maybe did some HTML and CSS, or depending on your age, maybe you customized your MySpace page back in the day. So Fiero, we've got HTML in here, and there's currently, you can see there's 5 levels inside of HTML, and I'm currently on level 4. So let's hop in and see what the core view of Fiero looks like. It's amazing. It's super straightforward. We got some text instructions over here. We've got a short to-do that you got to do. We got really good video content over here. And then we've got a code space down below. And this is real live code space. Whatever I change here will represent over here. And oh my gosh, do you see what that says? Fiero Code is super fun. Whoa, where did that come from? That's amazing. So we've got all of it built in. Fiero Code's an all-in-one solution, step-by-step, logical. I would just do whatever it's asking me to do. I'd watch the video. I can pop that up to full screen. Now I can play, pause, rewind as much as I need to work through this particular lesson. And when I'm done, I can just click the next button and go on to the next thing. So that is how Fiero Code works, like in its core view. Pretty awesome, huh? That's what's happening on the workout side. On the mission side, missions are, so if workouts, think of workouts as like, we got to get our coding muscles built up. We got to learn these concepts. We got to get some strength going. Missions are where we send you out on an adventure, and we're not going to have tutorial videos, but we're just going to have a list of requirements, and you have to design a solution to the problem we give you and then build it from scratch. So it's a different mode of learning, and we've got 50 or 60 mission prompts that are in there today. We're adding new ones all the time. And it's just another way of engaging the learning journey. And for coding in particular, it's really important to have this kind of reinforcing activity happening. Next, we've got Create. Create is just a free code mode. It's where you can spin up a project from scratch in any of the languages that we support. Code blocks, a web project, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, JS Node, Python, and SQL. So let's say I want to do something in code blocks. I could come in here and I could give this a title, call it the WiLS project. And now I can start creating. And those of you that haven't seen code blocks or Scratch, this is what it looks like. So I can come over here and let's get a character. Oh, this is cool. We'll get this batter girl. And then we'll just write a little bit of code for her. We'll say when the space key is pressed, let's say, I don't know, glide 1 second to a random position. And then let's say something. Let's say home run, since she's a baseball girl. So I'll just click in there, home run. And then we'll run that program by clicking the space key. Glides, home run. Well, check it out. How cool is that? So this platform, Code Blocks, it'll teach you conditionals, loops, functions, variables, all the stuff that you need to understand computer programming. So I just wanted to show you, we've got, traditional coding languages, HTML, JavaScript, Python, all that. And then we've also got block-based coding in the form of code blocks. So that's the third mode of learning in Create. And then the fourth and final mode are the competitions. Again, we do these 3 times a year. Next one is coming up on June 1st. We always tie in the CSLP summer reading theme for our summer contest, which is the next one that's coming up here. This year has something to do with adventure. And so we're doing a build a choose your own adventure game using code blocks. It's going to be super fun. We always have thousands of participants from around the world, and your students can have the opportunity to join in that competition. On June 1st, this page will transform and it'll have all of the information. It'll have the project, a way to join it. It'll have the prizes that are available. And we just picked prizes out this week. There's some really cool fresh prizes coming down. What do we got? We got like a codable robot or 2 and some cool other coding tech and gear. So that's what's happening in Fiero Code. It's gamified, it's fun, it's really logical, step-by-step progression. It'll take you from not knowing anything to the point where you can actually start applying for jobs. And we have people who are applying and getting jobs in Fiero. For next steps from here, if this is interesting to you, if you want help bringing coding to your library, our pricing model is super straightforward. It's based on your population served. And so it's super reasonable price for libraries of any size. We've got a great discount just for WiLS libraries and schools. So to get pricing, I think you go to WiLS. You know the process. You go to WiLS, get your quote, and yeah, we can get you going. If you have any questions, you can check out our website, FieroCode.com, and you can always reach out to me, Luke at FieroLearning.com. I am the founder and CEO of Fiero Code, so I'd love to meet and help you in any way that we can. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Luke, thank you. I sometimes when I see these presentations from vendors, especially with something new I've never seen before, and I haven't had the pleasure of really seeing Fiero Code on display before, I like to say, like, oh my God, if I had hair, my hair would be like blown back.
If I had hair, good one.
It's so cool. I think this is an incredibly cool resource that we should be seeing in like schools everywhere. I mean, it's not just because you're our partner, although I do want to see a huge uptake for that reason, but also because it couldn't be more important that our students are learning these skills and learning the concepts that are going to be. I mean, it doesn't matter. I think it almost doesn't even matter what they get into as adults. They're going to need to know how these kind of things work.
That's so true. I say that all the time. It doesn't matter what your job title is in the future. You're going to have to know how to code at least a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So thank you again for showing this to us, Luke. I really appreciate it. And thanks for being a vendor partner here with WiLS.
Thanks.
All right, let me take us to our kind of wrap up screen here so that we can get folks on their way to the rest of their day. Thank you to all 4 of our presenters you see listed here today. These are 4 of our great vendor partners here at WiLS. Thank you for those of you who have been watching us today, and for those of you who may be watching the recording after the fact. Please join us again in 2 more weeks. We'll be doing another Taco Tuesday. The next one is on May 7th. So we are looking forward to that. And as I said earlier, If you have any questions about any of the things you saw here today, of course, I know the folks who presented today will be delighted to hear from you directly. You can also always reach out to us here at WiLS, and we'll be very happy to get the answer for you or put you in touch with somebody who has it. So thanks so much for joining us, to our presenters and for our viewers, and for you just for being a WiLS member. Thanks a lot. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon. All right. Bye all.